So, ideally, when you're purchasing a home, you would want to see closer to around 700 plus to purchase. Ideally, now everyone's situation is different. So, for example, a conventional loan, you can go down as low as 620 to purchase a home. Now, actually getting approved for a conventional loan at 620 is going to be a little bit more difficult. So just because the requirement is 620 doesn't necessarily mean you'll get approved for a conventional loan. You would have to have a lot of compensating factors, lower debt to income ratio, maybe a higher down payment, a co-borrower as well, occupying or non-occupying co-borrower, really just to help the profile in itself. So ideally, conventional loan, you would want to be ideally in the 700 plus. And even at that level, you still don't have to do the 20% down. You can go as low as 3% to around 5% down payment. But again, the lower the credit, you'll probably need to put more money down to reduce the amount of risk that's associated with your profile. Now, FHA is 3.5% down if you're above a 580. So if you're above a 580, you can do a 3.5% down payment. Really, if you're less than that 620 with an FHA loan, you're going to still need, even if you have some compensating factors, you'll probably need a little bit more. Again, lower debt to income ratio, maybe a higher down payment, co-borrower on the loan as well. So even though you're really less than a 620, you could still do the 3.5% down. It's just a little bit harder. Now, if you're looking at a less than a 580, the minimum down payment is 10%. And again, if you meet that requirement, 580, but you're putting 10% down, it still may not get approved. You still may want to have other compensating factors there. VA, veteran loan, you could, go, you could go lower than 600. The VA is a little bit more particular with your credit history. They really want to make sure that, you're good with credit, that you've had a good credit history, that you're making on your on-time payments. So even though you may be less than 600 on a VA, for a VA loan, again, you still might need to see those compensating factors, lower, low residual income, as we go off residual income, not debt to income, for VA loans. Again, maybe maybe lower debt to income that could help in terms of a compensating factor, and stuff like that. Maybe, bigger down payment as well. USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, you can go as low as 640. Again, even if you're at the 640, you may need some compensating factors. You can still do 0% down USDA, United States Department of Agriculture. However, it might just be a little bit more difficult to get an approval.